Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing one for the traditionalists. This is the 35.9mm 1995 to 2007 Lange Sohne 1815 up-down. The watch you're looking at is reference 221025, 35.9mm in platinum. The watch is only 7.7 millimeters thick, making it exceptionally slim, and a wonderfully agreeable 42.7 millimeters from lug to lug with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs means that this is not only a traditionally sized men's dress watch, and I do mean very traditional 1950s standard dress watch, but it is also a viable unisex option for women who prefer the broad variety of men's luxury watches and the absence of diamonds, but perhaps don't want the large size of a modern men's dress watch. This watch makes everyone happy. I should also mention that the timepiece is nicely equipped with a strap that matches the case, as it is slim, large rectangular scale gaiter, semi-gloss, folded edges, monotone stitch. It is a new Lange factory strap, and if you, like I, have a smaller wrist, you're going to appreciate the Lange buckle, which is both handsome, externally faceted, and deeply stamped with the Lange name, but it also features a set of stanchions that suspend the bridge, so you actually place the strap inside the buckle rather than it stacking up underneath because it fits in between the stanchions. Now it also has a restraining bar, so if you do have a small wrist and you manage to strap it down to the smallest aperture or even make a few new ones, as I tend to do, that restraining bar will prevent the strap from getting pinned on the pin. It prevents it from being pulled down all the way and thus fighting you when you try to extricate the watch from your wrist. The case is beautifully made and subtle. As you can see, there's a contrast between the polish of the bezel, the polish of the case back, and the satin of the mid-case. The lugs are nicely stepped out to give them a little bit more visual strength. They're not blended with the case band. In many ways, this timepiece feels like a vintage watch of modern manufacture. The crown is simple and Lange branded, and the bezel is surprisingly wide with a domed profile, giving way to a 925 solid sterling silver dial that is then galvanized to create the more muted matte silver that you see right here. So this is a precious metal dial on a precious metal watch. It is very traditional. Blued alpha style hands at center with a downwardly stepped center disc, sunken sub-registers below the cannon pinion, nicely proportional, taking the place of the numerals 4 and 8. The one at 8 o'clock is a power reserve, 45 hours of power reserve. The one at 4 o'clock is the constant seconds. Each has a small railroad track outboard for charting. You can see that there is a stop seconds function, and with a 45-hour power reserve, manually winding the watch rapidly accelerates the power reserve indicator. The numerals that are used are a lovely and ornate late 19th century font, and you can see that there is a small railroad track outboard for charting the minutes. There's also a small fleur-de-lis-like structure or flourish at each of the quarters. Turn the watch over, and well, this is what Lange is all about. Let me get as close as I can without corruption. Okay. I'm going to do my best to describe what I'm seeing without losing the focus. This is the Lange Sohne manufactured caliber 942.1. Manual wind, 45-hour power reserve. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It's adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer, and it pivots on 27 jewels. Now, the German styling elements, we need to talk about them. First, you can see the 3/4 style bridge with glasuta stripes. This 3/4 style bridge evokes 19th century Saxon pocket watches of the type originally used in the era of F.A. Lange, brand founder, his sons, and their heirs. Now you can see that not only is there a 3/4 style plate, but this golden hue to all the metal, the bridges and the plates. It's a nickel copper zinc alloy known as German silver. The copper gives it that golden hue. You can also see that screws are both black polished and blued. You have black polish on the swan's neck regulator, as well as the cap for the escape wheel. The blued screws are fired blue, not chemically dyed. There is an engine-turned perlage on the base plate. There's also, let me see if I can catch it, there is a gleaming edge to the 3/4 style bridge as well as the half bridge for the balance, because there is mirrored hand-rounded chamfer at the edge of every bridge. That is the anglage. I really do need to learn the German word for that. The balance itself, let's see how close I can really get without corrupting focus. The balance itself is freehand engraved. So this is a piece of handcraft that means no two of these watches are exactly alike. The model, remember, was made from 95 to 2007, and you can see that the jewels themselves are set in chateau chaton fixed with screws. This is another nod to the pocket watch era, when machining standards were somewhat more lax and the equipment wasn't always available to precisely set a jewel or press fit a jewel into a bridge. So they would be set in golden chaton and then fixed in place with screws, and they could then be removed by threading out the screws to service them and lubricate them. This is a timepiece that is in many ways a vintage watch manufactured in the modern era. It's the best of both eras, the past and the present. But this lovely size is fit for the most traditional of tastes. Remember, 35.9 millimeters. This is not the later 1815 up-down. This is the exquisite original in the same case size as the great Emil Lange limited edition. You can see this example and make it yours on the Watchbox.